560, 96.1 FM, and 87.7 FM. This hour of Sports 56 Happy Hour is brought to you by MemphisFarmers.com. Insurance coverage backed by a local agent and a brand trusted nationwide. We are farmers. MemphisFarmers.com.
Check it out right here.
Ladies and gentlemen. And now?
Now, the only man to give death a near Johnny experience. Johnny Harden.
Yo, 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 how are all my people doing out in the Mid-South? I hope you're having a beautiful day. Welcome into Sports 56 Happy Hour. You know who I am, your friend Johnny Radio. I got my good buddy Gabe Kuhn. You can follow us on Twitter at Johnny_Radio and then Gabe at G_KUHN71. That's right, 71, because that was the number he wore when he was blocking for all those wonderful running backs and quarterbacks at the University of Memphis. Now, speaking of blocking, a lot of guys out there do a lot of blocking. I know they wear shoulder pads. We can talk about that a little bit during Hardwood because I got some funny segments on blocking. Also, we're going to have to talk about something that's very difficult. I saw Brian Windhorst say something today that literally took me back, and I don't know how I feel. And I want, of course, y'all to help me because, again, with all the stuff that went on with Drew Brees last week, all the things that he said, the George Floyd situation, I agree with Bubba Wallace, the NASCAR driver. Why would you be able to bring a Confederate flag to NASCAR to intimidate, basically, other people? And again, I've always wondered this. And again, I'm a Southern man. Southern man, don't keep me around. Anyway, I'm a Southern man. I'm from the South. I mean, I've lived in Alabama, Mississippi, Tennessee. Does it get much more Southern than that? I've gone up to this far north to Kentucky, Lexington, and I did live a little bit in Columbus, but don't hold that against me, Ohio. That's as far north as I've gone. I'm a Southern dude, and I just want to talk to all you people out here and ask you, is the Confederate flag, I've always thought it was a flag of treason. You try to break up the country, but anyway, I don't understand it. I don't think it's a very difficult conversation at all. So I'm not going to spend a whole time on that. I think NASCAR officials ban the Confederate flag. I think it's insanity. The fact in 2020, we still have people in the stands of NASCAR waving those things around like it's going out of style. And I've already gotten a text, and I don't need this because, again, it's 2020 and we know what the flag stands for. It is not Southern pride, yo. Come up with a symbol if you want for Southern pride. How about just like Southern pride be shown by hospitality, holding a door for a woman, treating people kindly. Let that be your Southern pride and Southern hospitality. But the Confederate flag, I agree, does not need to be there. And I do have to say this. I know the times are changing in this world, but there are still truths that hold true no matter what. Like right is right, wrong is wrong, facts are facts, and fiction's fiction, no matter what damn area you're in. And again, I like to go back because I probably have read more stuff by Thomas Jefferson than anybody else, and I use a lot of his quotes. And today, I think one of the biggest one that applies is he said back in the day, and this is how this nation, and again, this is where I'm trying to do a little history lesson because when I drop this bomb on you, I want you to have a little context, and I really want you to feel. I don't want you to come at me with vitriol or hate because this is coming from a place of love and also a place of concern. And also a place of I want to understand. So I am not in any way trying to be racist. I am not trying to make you think one way. I am asking you to call me at 901-360-8255 or hit me up at 67129 on the text line. That's 67129. Today, I feel like this is the very thing that we are going through right now. Thomas Jefferson wrote it when he was president. When injustice becomes law, resistance becomes what? Necessary. Like, you have to resist. Governments, like, that's what I'm trying to say. In America, I don't know if people remember this. We in America don't have government by the majority. We have government by the majority who participate. So what I'm trying to tell you is we have an opportunity to change our government. America is ever changing. And with the way it is set up to, do things better. And we are eventually, I hope, we're going to come out on the right side. So, again, one other thing I just wanted to say, history in general It basically has done one thing in my life, all the history I've ever studied. Basically, what does it do? Show you bad governments, correct? Learn from your damn mistakes, but then also look back on history and learn what. Yes, there were bad things that were going on in the country, but learn why America was created. Yes, did they do horrible things and have slavery? And yes, did we do horrible things to indigenous people? But the ideals, what we still hold true, I hope today, at least I know in this country, I can vote. I can do like Killer Mike said, you don't like that judge or you don't like that politician, vote they butt out. I'm an active participant. I'm not Xi Jinping can't tell me what the hell to do. I can say free Hong Kong. Xi Jinping can kiss my you-know-what. I will not be in trouble for that. But this is what I want to ask because I played the Drew Brees stuff. I understand the vitriol because I've talked to so many people and I understand exactly what's going on. And I believe this, that right now what's going on is what Thomas Jefferson said. When injustice becomes law, and right now we have laws that are unjust, resistance becomes what? Necessary. And that's what we're seeing. But don't forget, if we weren't in America, we wouldn't be able to do this. Now, are we having an opposition from the government? Are we having people who are handling these things wrong? Absolutely. We've seen still more cops. And look throughout the history. You think America was just given to us just because we threw some tea in a damn harbor? No, we had to fight like you know what. And today I think we have to fight like hell if we want honest change. But I don't want to change so much that we forget at least how we got to be so like liberty to me is always going to be the most important thing, and that's why I love America. And when Brian Windhorst suggested today that he doesn't believe that the national anthem is going to be played before any more sports games, and he thinks that it's literally going to be a discussion, I was taken so far aback because, again, because we are Americans, we get to redress the grievances. We get to complain. We get to peacefully protest. Now, have we had some problems? If you go back, don't get me wrong. I mean, dogs put on people like the George Floyd, the way the cops who pushed that 71-year-old man. I just want to cry when I see that. But I think that today we are going to do what Thomas Jefferson did and said a long time ago. It's a necessity to resist because right now we have unjust laws, and I think these things are going to be changed. But they can't be changed without an active majority, an informed citizenry, and I just don't see how not trying to come together in at least one moment to try to find some common ground. I think it just makes it harder to find a piece of ground to stand on to have a conversation. I want to know what you think. I really want to know what y'all think because, again, I do not condone the way that policing has gone on in this country. But, again, I also and I am very proud of Colin Kaepernick. I've reversed that. Like, and if people play the national anthem and if they want to kneel in police brutality and they want to make change, that's another thing that the anthem gives you an opportunity to do is to peacefully protest. But again, if we ever move past this, we're still going to be Americans, right? And isn't that what we want? Life, liberty, the pursuit of happiness, freedom, and equality for all? I don't know. And there's also one other thing I was going to remind y'all. Nowhere in life, I remember this, and I wanted to also ask this with this. When, whatever is needed, is that still applied today? And I wanted to ask Gabe Kuhn that. Because as much as we change and we look at sports, I think winning is very important. You learn a whole lot. You also learn how to survive in this world. You also learn how to be a gracious loser. But winning, like whatever is needed, is what I always was told. Like winning, whatever is needed. If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. Do you know what I'm saying? Is that mentality gone now?
No.
Because I was wondering about.
Absolutely not.
I didn't think so.
We're coming off a year where we have the Astros.
That's
John.
exactly what I have.
So
written down.
you look at what people do, and I'm not saying everyone cheats in every sport, but people are willing to go to those extremes to win. Still, that has not changed, especially at the professional level and the college level.
So I'm with my man Gabe, and I just wanted to ask you, and I'm seriously, because I know how much Drew Brees took, because I think the timing of it. But again, getting rid of the national anthem before all sporting events, I think, is just going a little bit too far. But I will remember a day. I used to say the Pledge of Allegiance every morning, and then my kids went to school, and I remember coming home, and I was like, "So you know the Pledge of Allegiance?" My daughter looked at me crazy, like, "Huh?" And I'm like, "I don't say the Pledge of Allegiance."
It was after 9/11. That's when when I was in elementary school and all that. That's when we started to stand and do the Pledge of Allegiance.
y'all
It was
did?
after 9/11.
Oh,
We
really?
didn't do it before.
See, I did it my whole life, all the way up until I went to college. Well, of course, not in college.
It's interesting. It's
my
interesting.
whole from when I was like, I can't remember not starting the day off doing that. So that's why, again, I say, truths do change with time. History is written on bad governments, and basically read it and maybe learn what not to do. But again, as much as going on in this country, and again, I will say it one more time. Resistance becomes necessary when injustice becomes law, and I think that's what you're seeing. But we don't get to resist if we aren't the majority who participate in America, in the America we want to build. And I want to remind you of one thing. Two things do not exist. You don't have a active or free country without an informed, active, participating citizenry and some people with couth. And you have to work together. Two sides just bickering does not work. If this is going to work, we are going to have to come and find some common ground. I want anybody out there to speak your truth. Tell me if I'm completely insane. If you want to kneel during the national anthem, again, I support your right, because that's the beautiful thing about this country. But again, just taking it away and doing away with it and hiding it away, it's like it's some bad thing. I don't know if that's the right answer. Hit me up, 67129. Tell me what you think. I literally, when Windhorse said that today, I was taken a little bit aback. And he didn't say that they were not going to. He said, but you better believe that these conversations are happening with baseball. Baseball needs other conversations. They're happening right now with the NBA. And they're going to happen with the NFL. So just sit back, relax, and tell me what you people think. But y'all know what time it is, don't you? It's almost time for my favorite time, the leadoff. But before I get to the leadoff, I want to remind you one thing that's very, very important. Roofing is essential. It's an emergency. Could you imagine? The problem is, though, when your roof's messed up, your whole house is messed up. And if you don't, once you start getting damage, trust me, after a big storm or whatever, roofers can get up on there and they can assess it and they can get the damage taken care of before it actually starts coming into your own dwelling. When it starts leaking into your home, let me tell you something. You waited too long to call my man Brian Elder. That's right, Brian Elder Roofing Solutions, 901-867-0303. That's 901-867-0303. Call Brian Elder Roofing Solutions. My buddy Chris Price is hooked up with Brian. They are the man. These two guys got the crews out there doing everything. And I just want you to remember something. Your home is your most valuable asset. Be sure to choose a reputable roofing company. And trust me, choose Brian Elder. You will not be disappointed. Commercial, residential, whatever. 867-0303. That's 867-0303. Give them a call. Let's take care of that roof. Let's get the lead off.
All right. Just to throw you a little rundown of the show, we have this, the leadoff. We're going to talk a little bit MLB in the next segment. At 2 o'clock, we have David Cobb of CBS Sports, and then at 2:30, we'll have Hardwood. But let's start here. Reggie Bush disassociation with the University of Southern California, USC, has ended. It began June 10th, 2010. It's probably a long time coming. This should have happened. It was the extra benefits scandal where his family got paid by some
grand.
USC boosters, 10 grand plus
for furniture.
Plus there was some they paid their rent for
a year. A year rent.
But
and
either way, they
furniture.
took away his Heisman, his national championship. But again, his disassociation is in with the USC.
After
is
a
it
decade.
time? Is it time? I don't care about the national championships at USC. The NCAA can do whatever they want. Is it time to give Reggie his Heisman back?
Can I give you the real answer? It's played past time. Did Pete Carroll get in any damn trouble? No, Pete Carroll went to the damn. He went out and won a. He's a. Should have had 2 rings. Should have handed the ball to damn Marshawn Lynch. Pete Carroll, he goes off and lives his life. Matt Leinart probably got some stuff. There are other players. And by the way, the system was set up this way, and everybody does it. He just happened to get caught. And at that time, the NCAA had a hell of a lot more power and authority. He needs his Heisman back. It's straight up BS. It's stupidity. And again, we know about this with Wiseman and his family. Think about what was going on with Zion. But I want to ask you again, why the hell do we live in a world where we punish children? Rick Pitino is still coaching. The Astros still have their 2017 World Championship. I mean, damn.
I'm in a spot where you can make the argument that USC as a whole was helped drastically by being able to pay recruits and being able to give extra benefits. But you can't argue the fact that Reggie Bush didn't have 1,700 yards that year and was the best player in college football.
Damn
so
right.
I don't understand. You can give his parents money all you want, but he still ran for 1,700 yards and was the best player in college football that year. I think it's absolutely ridiculous. I agree with you. It's past time. Now next, Dak Prescott. Okay, I want to get to this because this is something I thought about. I thought about the other day, and I thought it was an interesting topic. Now he has Amari Cooper, Zeke Elliott. He has that high-paid O-line. Michael Gallup's a young wide receiver, sort of on the come-up. And now he has CeeDee Lamb, right?
Yep.
Surface-level thought there would be Lamb will help Dak and will take pressure off of him. But I'm going to pose this. Might this add pressure to Dak in his franchise year?
I'm going to say this. Abso-damn-lutely. I'm going to tell you a little secret. Yes, he still gets to play Washington and the Giants twice a year, so it's going to help a lot, and his numbers are going to look great. But it is time for Dak to put up or shut up. Tell me right now, who has a better entire group of weapons, including the offensive line, running back, and the complement of wide receivers? Is there another quarterback? Literally, Patrick Mahomes. I know he's got Hill and Kelsey, but he don't got Zeke Elliott. He doesn't have that offensive line. I'm sorry. I think Dak Prescott, as a complementary offense, if he is the piece, they should be one of the best offensives right
divisional round or championship round or bust.
They got to get their tail to the NFC Championship game this year. They really, really do.
And you think if they don't, that's a shot against Dak?
Well, Jason Garrett's gone. So there's no more excuses about Jason Garrett and his stupid play calling, lining up everybody in the same system, running the same stupid plays. There is now, you have the new coach and Coach McCarthy. You got Dak. You got the receivers, like you said, Gallup, Cooper, and CeeDee Lamb from Oklahoma, who's going to be awesome. And then let's just Zeke Elliott for real is a beast. And behind that line, he's going to have all day and wide open receivers running all over the damn place. Tell you the truth, if he doesn't have the second best seasons behind Patrick Mahomes, just because I think Patrick Mahomes is so amazing, then actually Dallas did the right thing, and they actually might want to maybe after this year, if he doesn't take them to where they need to go, maybe they do need to move on.
A year like last year for the Cowboys and Dak Prescott will be really, really bad for Dak Prescott.
I think Dak is going to have a hell of a year, by the way. I just want to also say that I think he's going to prove to people that he's a damn good quarterback. I think he's going to get a franchise tag this year, and then I think next year the Cowboys are going to pay the bleep out of him because I think they're going to have a hell of a season.
I think he's going to have to win the division, though. I really do think he's going to have to win the division to get that respect.
I think Philly's too far down. Now, and we know that we think Washington and the Giants are poo. Sorry.
The MLB nonsense. We're going to talk about this in the next segment, but I wanted to start.
We're going to actually have it, by the way, a little programming note real quick. We're going to do a little bit of a break. I have some information from Tunica in Vegas coming up next. Talk with Lisa Compton, and Blake's going to join me. But then we'll hit more on MLB right after that. Just found that out.
Okay. Well, the owners, they continue to make statements trying to downplay their profits. Last week, the Cubs owner, Tim Ricketts, said that profits go right back into the product, ballpark upkeep, player salary, etc., everything that's involved with that. Now, yesterday, Cardinals owner Bill DeWitt Jr. Came out and he said, quote, unquote, the industry isn't very profitable. Is there any way you believe these claims?
No, absolutely. And by the way, to be honest with you, if from Jeff Passan to all the people I've read, I think I'm starting to fall in. I think Buster Only, who now is calling himself Dr. Doom, is the one who's actually correct. MLB wants to end its regular season by September 27th. So math, it is impossible to get the number of games that the Players Association wants to get in before the season could end, and they want to end, of course, by the end of October. That is also impossible. So guess what? MLB Players Association, this sucker was dead on arrival. And I want to remind all you people, do y'all realize how we got here? Do you this is the saddest damn part of this entire thing. I want to just say this to you. The damage that Major League Baseball has done to itself, it will never be healed. You had an opportunity to be the only thing on other than UFC. You've already lost 40% of your season. And the people who love you, who are paying attention to all this and want to do fantasy baseball, we're looking at you because we actually are paying attention, and we feel like the owners are just complete liars and a-holes. And then, I feel bad for the players, but also I'm still also kind of mad because, damn it, I just want somebody to get out there and play. And Rob Manfred, we're finding out how weak you are. Because I saw in the USA Today, is Rob Manfred just going to go in there and insist that they play? Do you know what happens when you try to tell the players to show up and play? Like Andrew McCutchen said, LOL, the other day, and to that, because he ain't going to show up if you tell him. I mean, come on, let's just be real. No grown man likes to be told what the hell to do. You think a bunch of millionaire baseball players, because Rob Manfred all of a sudden said so, they're just going to do it? I'm telling you, I'm with Buster Only and Dr. Doom. Baseball, you could have been there on the 4th of July. People would be talking about you right now. Do you know how good, you know what you would have done to the reputation? Instead of 41% of the country knowing who Mike Trout is, it'd be closer to 75, maybe 80. I mean, it's really, really sad that you took an opportunity like this to be the one thing on television to give hope to so many people across this country, and you couldn't get it done. And now they've said that it looks like the July 4th deadline that they said they were guaranteed us they were going to get there, that's come and gone. But I do want to say this, and I'm going to jump off. March 26th, MLB Players Association reached an agreement on service time, pay, and draft. All signed and done. Remember when they were hugging and kissing and we were all going to be happy? Then MLB begins to formulate a proposal that includes a shortened regular season. Then on the 31st, the Major League Baseball Association proposes 114-game, full prorated salaries, and a deferral if the postseason is canceled. And guess what? MLB agreed. But then MLB countered and said they reject it. They want 114 games. Okay, so they want the 114-game proposal, but they did not want to do the prorated salary. They wanted a 50-50 split of revenue. So 3 times we've had a signed deal, and 3 times baseball has destroyed it. And then, what was it, Monday, MLB poses the 76-game season with a 75% prorated salary. Players have already said they're only going to take 100% prorated salary, plus they want some, playoff money. And owners are not willing to do this. So here we are sitting here with a BS 89-game extension, and let me tell you what's going to happen. Nothing. I'm with Buster Only. Baseball is in the worst position in its history. That's no joke. Don't touch that dial. Coming up, we talking everything from Tunica to Vegas. You like poker? You like playing cards? You like winning money in sports books? I got all the info of what's going on. We got some stuff breaking down in Tunica. We got some stuff breaking in Vegas. And it's always breaking here on Sports 56, 96.1, and 87.7 FM.
Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy get you through the midday with Sports 56 Middays. Delivered by FedEx. Weekdays from 10 till 1 on Sports 56, 96.1, and 87.7.
At Jason's Deli, you can stuff yourself full of great deli food that's healthy, fresh, and best of all, it's not expensive. Jason's Deli is all about choice. Whether you're looking for a gluten-free menu, vegetarian sandwiches, healthy kids' meals, or if you'd like to invent your sandwich via the build-your-own selections, Jason's Deli has you covered. And they only use fresh, wholesome ingredients. Choose from the club and specialty sandwiches, paninis, wraps, soups, salads, pastas, and much more. I love the cleanliness in the restaurant, the hospitality, and of course the cost. They have a huge salad bar and great soups, including Southwest chicken chili, fire roasted tortilla, organic vegetable, tomato basil, and many, many more. And if you're planning an event, their catering department is fantastic and can handle any size party. Go check out Jason's Deli's 4 locations. On Ridgeway in the Park Place Center, that's my favorite, on Germantown Parkway in Cordova, at Poplar and Highland, and on Goodman Road in Olive Branch.
At First Bank Mortgage, their core purpose is to help you get to a better place. That better place may be a lower monthly payment, that vacation you thought was impossible, or getting into a home with a fenced backyard where your kids can play. To get into your better place, First Bank Mortgage makes decisions right here at home. Dedicated to helping you get to your better place, First Bank Mortgage. Call Daniel Mooney at 901-462-0145 today. NMLS 741022. Equal housing lender.
And now a game of Commercial Chicken, brought to you by Progressive, where we see how long Flo can go without talking about insurance. Ready? Go.
So the weather is just all over the place lately, right? One day it's hot, and the next day it's windy for a while. It's like, make up your mind already. Drivers who switch to Progressive could save big.
Okay, you win. We can't help but save customers money. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Jay Farner here, CEO of Rocket Mortgage. Making the right financial decisions has never been more important. When you turn to Rocket Mortgage, we can help guide you to those right decisions now, when they matter most. Mortgage rates are near historic lows, so now is a great time to call 8338-ROCKET. And if you need some extra money, a cash-out refinance could give you that financial boost you're looking for. Call today at 8338-ROCKET or go to rocketmortgage.com to learn more.
Call for cost information and conditions. Equal housing lender. Licensed in all 50 states. NMLS number 3030.
Hi, this is Rob Brown. Join Pete Cordelli and me for Sidelines Saturday mornings, 8 to 10 a.m. on Sports 56, 87.7, and 96.1 FM. We'll cover the Memphis Tigers, the SEC, recruiting. Hey, if they keep score, we're covering it. Check us out on the website at sports56whbq.com and sidelines.live. Sidelines is brought to you by Duncan Williams Asset Management. Saturday mornings, 8 to 10 a.m. Get up and give us a call.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Happy Hour with Johnny Ray.
Kick it over here.
This hour is brought to you by MemphisFarmers.com. Insurance coverage backed by a local agent and a brand trusted nationwide. We are farmers. MemphisFarmers.com.
Yo, welcome back into a little Sports 56 Radio. This is Johnny Radio's Happy Hour. This is Sports 56 Happy Hour. You know who I am, you know who Gabe is, and we're about to be joined by my friend Blake Jones. My man Blake, he has done a little bit of everything. Let's just be real. Blake has done a little this, a little that, and we're going to talk a lot about gambling. But before I tell you a little bit more about Blake, I came out and I asked something that I thought was very important when we started this show, at least to me, okay? And in my life, I don't know anything. In all honesty, if you want something in this world, those who work hard, life ends up being easier. Those who always look for the easy way out, they end up having a little bit more difficult life. And I feel like almost struggle because they don't have that sense of, like, I mean, at least for me, I like to get out there and do things. I love accomplishing something. I like to feel good. And I love talking with y'all, and I love having serious conversations. But I also like it when people listen. Now, I'm going to read a text, and I'm going to ask you, did I speak out of both sides of my mouth? Because I think what I was trying to explain to all of y'all, and I think it is also something that is extremely important, because, again, nothing in this world is easy. Things are hard, and I always quote Thomas Jefferson. And I was talking about in this time in this country, we are all very blessed. Why? Because we have an opportunity. We in America do not have government by the majority or just controlled by them. We have government by the majority who have active participants. So if you're an informed citizen and you know what's going on, you actually can participate in your government. That makes it so important. But again, for me, when justice becomes law, when injustice becomes law, resistance becomes your duty or necessary. So I would like to read this text. So you're speaking out of both sides of your mouth, talking about liberty, and you want to ban the flag of the Confederacy? That sounds like Nazi Germany. Burning books, banning anything and everything that offends someone. That's not freedom. Now, go do me a favor, sir. Tell me what liberty is. Explain to me how it is that you don't understand. By the way, first I just want to ask, are you going to go fly a Nazi Germany flag around? Are you going to go around Germany hanging a Nazi symbol? You think that's going to fly, Gabe?
Nope, that won't.
Yeah, I don't think so. So why is it okay when when a war that happened in this country over slavery, let's just be real, and it had, like, you can add all the wars combined that the United States has been in and all the deaths, doesn't even come up to what happened during the Civil War. This was a dark time in our country. And I hate to say it, I'm a Southern man. But man, I'm an American. I'm not a Southerner. And the Confederacy, in my opinion, is treason. So how is it that you can be treasonous against your own government? Yes, you have the freedom of speech, and you can put one in your own home because you know what? People can't come in. Fourth Amendment, you can do whatever you want. And yes, you have the freedom of speech, but you have the freedom of being like, you can say whatever you want. Doesn't mean you can't have consequences drop all over your keister. You can get fired for saying something. Remember Karen in the park? She don't have her job. She had freedom of speech, but it's what you do with your speech. You're still actions with what you say.
And that flag represents a portion of our population didn't have their freedom, didn't have their liberty, and that's what that flag represents to that portion of the population. I think that's something that needs to be understood.
And one thing that we also need to have understood, we hold these truths that to be self-evident that all men are created equal. Now, I'm going to jump off that because I have been on my soapbox long enough. I just saw the whole Brian Windhorst and saying that maybe they should ban the national anthem before games because it's just too difficult. Again, nothing in the world that is worth anything is easy. And again, the great thing about this country, if you want to kneel and protest and bring, awareness to police injustice or whatever, you get to do that right. Or if you want to stand up and put your hand over your heart and think about your grandfathers like Drew Brees, you get to do that because this is America. And no, I'm not speaking out of both sides of my mouth. I'm speaking about one country that I think has at least the ideals right. And remember, if you're an active, informed citizenry, then we can make it. But once you become idiot, by the way, just so you know, freedom and ignorance does not exist, just so you know. But anyway, it is time to talk with my very, very good friend, Blake, who's down in Vegas, and he's been on hold for a long time. Blake, how's life treating you?
Man, I was doing good until Gabe Venmo'd me $50 to throw on red over here, and it hit 00. So I guess me and Gabe are both in the hole when it comes to Vegas, man.
Did it really? Out of all the places, of course, nobody can win it. It's on the zeros. But my man,
that's right.
That is too funny. By the way, this is a very good friend of mine. Goes back many, many, many years. He's also a great poker player. Heck, you won the closing ring out at Tunica, didn't you?
Yeah, it was just a little run good closer event that Lisa Crompton and the crew host out there. A little circuit event that they had to end a big series at the Horseshoe Tunica Poker Room, and man, it's time to get this stuff back open.
Now, I want to know what's going on because everybody who's listening to me right now, they're all they're kind of shocked. Like, you're in Las Vegas, you had like tickets that were literally $66 a round trip. It is not busy there. You talked about how they have a blackjack. It's a three-handed blackjack instead of five. Poker rooms, instead of being five, they're now three-handed or five-handed. I mean. And then the other thing is the sports books over there look completely empty, but that's understandable because the only thing that you can bet on right now is like UFC and Korean baseball. I'm hoping this stuff picks up, but I want to know, because I know you talk with Lisa Crompton. I want to know, she's the head, by the way, for all you people out there who don't know who Lisa is, she's the head GM of the poker room down at the Horseshoe. We got a lot of poker players that listen because they hit me up all the time. And I just want to know, when are they going to be able to get back? And I do understand that safety is their number one priority, but what are you hearing?
Well, we talked about 30 minutes at length earlier, and I was listening to your previous segment. What's funny is Major League Baseball can't hit a July 1st or July 4th opening, but it looks like Lisa Crompton and her crew could possibly do that. You know, these casinos and big resorts have all moved to this family-type atmosphere where gambling is still their priority, but at the same time, you've got restaurants, you've got TVs everywhere, you've got things for kids to do, and poker is one of those things that also brings people who don't enjoy being in the casino, who don't want to do blackjack, who don't want to do roulette and all that stuff. Poker is one of those games that, you know, I grew up as a kid playing a little bit and played in college. So, you know, with all that being said, the Horseshoe has always stood firm on their goals. And two things have always struck to me with Lisa and her crew, and it's safety and customer service. And she says that, you know, that first week in July right now is their goal.
That's their goal? That's a good goal.
Exactly.
I like that.
Right. So we're looking at July the 4th. Obviously, you know, they're looking at to be 6 or 7-handed.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, she preached that her staff would be mainly trained for safety as their number one priority during all this. And that's what really stood out to me when we were talking earlier. She said the word safety probably 10 times. And when you've got people wanting to take safety into hand over the money, over the income, whether they're in the red or green, we're going to make this thing safe and do it the right way. And that's their main priority right now. Making the money, doing all that stuff, that's way on down the list. We've got to get it back open and make sure that it's safe for everybody involved, the staff and the players.
That is awesome. So I'm glad you talked with Lisa over there at the Horseshoe. I talked with Chris and Nunzio. Chris is over there at Fitz. Chris basically said, you know, they got a lot of their table games. The sports book, you know, they'll have a person there for a UFC fight night, a big event, but not very long. Also, I know Horseshoe's doing like the kiosks for the Korean baseball, just like they're doing over at the Fitz. So the sports rooms are looking empty and desperate. I wanted to ask you this. How big of a, like realistically, because you are my age, we come from the same background. I'm not trying to age you, but you're a baseball fan like I am. How are they not missing out on probably their best opportunity in 30 years, and they aren't even going to capitalize on it?
Well, I'm going to tell you, just by talking to a few people out here, you know, and don't want to really mention the property, they're ready for something now, whether it's baseball. Me and you were talking earlier about boxing and UFC.
Yep.
They've got a big UFC card coming up June the 13th. I mean, you've got Jessica Eye versus Cynthia Calvillo, and, you know, the middleweight bout with Carl Robertson and Martin Vettori. That's happening this weekend, and they are expecting big turnouts in the sports books and in the casinos and bars and restaurants alike, because it's finally something that's building up to an end game. You've got things slowly opening this week. You've got the Mirage.
Today's the first day for outside concerts, isn't it? And tonight, don't y'all get finally live entertainment back?
That's right. They're opening up outside venues for DJs and small bands. And what that means is non-ticketed events. So you couldn't go out to the Snowden Grove Amphitheater there in South Haven and have Brooks and Dunn or anything. But what they are having is small concerts outside these venues to just, you know, add some more flavor to the surroundings of all these massive structures and properties that is Vegas. And, you know, I think it's a matter of time before you see those pop up there at the Horseshoe and the little stage areas that they have there. You know, just slowly, phase by phase, each state and each city's taking it at their own pace. But, you know, just the feel out here, and to put it bluntly, Vegas has had enough, and they're not going to wait on Major League Baseball to see what they're doing. You've got the NBA that capitalized, and there's some people out here in Vegas that, hey, they missed out on it.
Mm-hmm.
Vegas has really cashed in on this NBA Summer League out here in July. They tried to grab that restart of the season. They just didn't have the structures out here open, these massive hotels, to guarantee anything. And that governor down there at Florida hopped on it, and now we've got a restart for the NBA, hopefully at the end of July. So, you know, Major League Baseball, they can sit back and get passed up by everything else. But I'm telling you, people like Dana White who are aggressive, they're not going to wait.
You brought up my next question, or you saw it, because I can't even believe it. It's like you're reading my mind, Blake, because this is what I was wanting to talk about. baseball not being on television, I just can't get into the Korean baseball. I don't know why. I don't know the teams. I don't know the players that well. It's just been hard. I watched the college baseball last week and was fired up. I've watched, Tom Brady split his pants. But I am dying for some, like, real action. And right now, the one sport that I used to sit on here and just smoke was UFC. I thought it was barbaric. I thought the fact that they let women in there fighting, it was just horrible. Like, I saw one of the most brutal fights I've ever seen in my life, and I almost threw up because I've never seen two dudes fight like this. These two women beat each other so bad. Like, I was just like, please stop it, please. It was like, But Dana White, everybody at UFC, the Fertitta brothers, whatever, they're the one game in town, and now I'm finding out that I'm watching Amanda Nunes and stuff fight on Saturday night. I'm looking for the cards. I'm loving that dude with the dreadlocks and the fake punch and just knock this dude out. Like, now I'm getting fired up, and then and you hear about Fight Island, and I'm about to go crazy, and then I hear today that Tyson Fury, Anthony Joshua agree in principle to a two-fight deal. It's going to start in 2020. I feel like it's kind of interesting that they come out right after, Fight Island and in Abu Dhabi is kind of brought up. Are we actually watching them try, but are we watching the death of boxing almost?
I wouldn't go as far as to say the death of boxing, because boxing is always going to be a family sport, especially up north. The New York, New Jersey retro proactive area, the people just love the sport. Now, I will say,
the sweet science of boxing.
Exactly. These facilities you see pop up that is more mainstream to kids that what UFC has done. You see these guys wearing top name brands, your Nikes, your Adidas, and these flashy trunks and no gloves on the fist. It's more appealing to this younger Xbox and PlayStation generation who play these games anyway. I don't know when the last time I saw Mike Tyson's Punch-Out, except when I was growing up on the regular Nintendo. Mm-hmm. But this day and age, these kids are growing into this genre that that Dana White is cashing in on when they are obviously old enough to get in these gyms and actually try to be an ultimate fighter. And he did that through his reality TV show, attracting all these casinos to the fights, and finally getting them on the card where you could actually wager on some of the fights. So to say that he went toe-to-toe with boxing and came out on top, it's starting to actually look that way.
And not only that, he's opened up, and I don't mean to even just go there, but just use just the Mid-South and just this area. I just went to the Google, put on the little Google map, and I searched kickboxing, fitness, blah, blah, blah. And guess what? Memphis Fitness Kickboxer pops up. You got 9-round Memphis. You got UFC Gym Germantown. It has right now I've got 15 different gyms. Envision, Inside Out Gym. All of these are, like they talk about, combat sports and blah, 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 kickboxing, jiu-jitsu, Muay Thai, blah, 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 whatever. Like, every gym is doing a different thing. It just seems like Memphis Judo and Jiu-Jitsu class. You want to learn Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, come here. If you want to learn kickboxing, go there. It's like they have opened up a whole thing. When I was young, there were a very few boxing gyms, usually around fire, houses or maybe old, near some precincts, but not like gyms like this. Like, this is a whole new era, and I'm telling you, I think in 10 years, some of the kids who are coming up through these gyms, I think UFC is going to even be bigger.
Right, I'd agree with that. And, just like the fight Saturday night, I've looked at it listed on the screen here at the Caesar Sportsbook. The site of that is the UFC Apex here in Vegas. And what that is, that's their training facility that, Dana White wrote a little $1 million check, added on to it, threw up some TVs and cameras, sanitized everything, and they're fixing to host a worldwide event once again just because the man can write a check and do it. Man. Boxing really doesn't have a Dana White, that's being aggressive to do that type of things. You see Dana White on Pardon the Interruption. You see him on Stephen A. Smith show in the mornings. You see him on Fox Sports Net. He's available. He's on social media. He's out pushing these things. He said it himself. He's not in his house except that's when he sleeps, and he doesn't sleep. So that just tells you that, it all comes down to leadership and guidance. And I hate to blast Major League Baseball again, but like you said,
sorry, Rob,
those guys aren't going to show up just because you told them to, especially the day and age that we live in right now. You're going to have to put a piece of paper to a ink pen and get them in the stadium before, any talks of that ever even start.
And I agree unequivocally. Blake, thank you so much for joining me. And everybody remember, they got Vegas. A lot of people think of just gambling. It is very family friendly. The pools are opening back up. They've got finally live entertainment coming back out. And right now, they're trying to get people back out there so it's almost free. But then also here, right now in our area, man, my girl Lisa, please, I know Miss Crompton is all about safety first. We're going to try to get this bad boy by July 1st, maybe by July 4th, so we can have a great weekend down at Horseshoe, play a little poker. I know my man Chris is working like his tail off over at the Fit, so we're trying to get things going back. We're trying to get things revved back up, and I'm just ready for baseball to come back, and I'm ready to do a little bit of gambling. But before I say goodbye, I just wanted to also remind you, everybody, my friend Blake Jones, known him forever. He's in education, former coach out at Olive Branch, and I also just wanted to say congratulations to your daughter, Savannah, who also won the national championships down in Orlando this year over at the University of Memphis.
Yeah, she's on the trip with us. Got a few friends with her who were on that team. So, yeah, we brought them out here. They didn't get to finish their basketball season, obviously, and the Wiseman thing happened. So that all happened. And another cheap plug, let me tell my dad happy birthday, who's listening down there in Oxford. Dad, happy birthday. We love you, and he listens to your show all the time too, John. And
what's your dad's name?
Lynn Jones.
Happy birthday, Mr. Jones. I hope you have a blessed day, my man. Blake, thank you so much. We'll do it again soon, all right?
Absolutely, man. Thank you.
That's my friend Blake Jones. I'm going to tell you also right now, another good friend. That's right, my stomach. And I love to eat Central Barbecue. Go to eat. That's right, eat. Can you spell eat? EATCBQ.com. How easy is that? Literally 6 letters and then the .com thing. Like, do you count the .com as the letters?
No, it goes at the end of any site.
Yeah, it goes at the end. Except for I found one that was like .live, and I know the .org, and I've seen this
.live.
Yeah, that freaked me out.
Where's that from? What live stream were you watching, sir?
Where's the post? I'm trying to do a commercial, son. I can't even. I'm just joking with you. No, it was actually. Don't even worry about it. But no, for real, I love to eat. And everybody in this world loves to eat. And I have never met anybody who's I've never brought anybody to Memphis, gone to Central Barbecue, and they literally didn't take that first bite and then look at me with their eyes almost popping out of their head like, bro, you get to eat this whenever you want? Like, wow. That's literally, I don't care if they're getting the ribs or the nachos or if they're getting the, the pulled pork or the sandwich or whatever. Whenever you go to Central Barbecue, smoke is their sauce. They make everything. It's the real deal Holyfield. You can get dry. You can get all these spices. They even got wings. They got the sausage cheese plate. They have everything that you could ever want. And then I have a sweet tooth. And I love their banana pudding. I love my Meemaw more than anything. And I think she makes the second best banana pudding in the world. Because Central Barbecue makes the best. 4 great locations, downtown, Central, Summer, and the new one on Poplar. Check out eatcbq.com, and whatever you do, don't touch that dial. Sports 56, 96.1, 87.7 FM.
Take Sports 56 with you on your phone or tablet. Download our official Sports 56 app today.
Hi, it's The Herd. We're all faced with new challenges these days. If you need legal help for yours, trust LegalZoom. You want to set up a will, maybe a living trust? How about starting a business as a DBA or an LLC? LegalZoom can help there too. You can start online. Their network of attorneys can provide advice when you need it. And since LegalZoom is not a law firm, you don't get charged by the hour. Visit LegalZoom.com for more information. Their site has it all. Trust LegalZoom.
Though we are apart these days, we're sharing more, and Geico would like to say thanks. Thanks for sharing your savage dance moves. Thanks for sharing your DIY haircut fails. Thanks for sharing your inner lip sync star. Now it's Geico's turn to share too, with the Geico Give Back, a 15% credit on car and motorcycle policies for current and new customers. And because Geico's committed for the long haul, the 15% credit lasts your full policy term. Visit geico.com/giveback for information and eligibility.
Brian Elder's Roofing Solutions.
Chris Price here for Brian Elder Roofing. The storms we've had over the past several months have been devastating to our communities. The rainy season is ahead. You may have not even noticed the dripping in your attic, water stains throughout your home, or even worse, mold and mildew. Please call Brian Elder Roofing and we will send out our project managers to assess any damage. We will not try to sell you a roof if all you need is a repair. We will measure your roof from outer space. 0% for 60 months, even no payments till 2022 are available with approved credit. If you've noticed missing shingles, water stains, leaks in your roof, call us before you call your insurance company at 867-0303. That's 867-0303, and we will provide a free, thorough inspection of your roof's condition.
Call 867-0303. Brian Elder's Roofing Solutions.
Central Barbecue is committed to the health and safety of this community, who has supported Central for almost 20 years. Central Barbecue is still open for business with to-go and delivery options to serve the greater Memphis area with the same great barbecue you have come to know and love. With 4 locations to serve you, from downtown, midtown, and East Memphis, you can order your favorite barbecue and enjoy everything on the menu in the comfort of your own home. Call your nearest Central Barbecue location for more information on delivery and to-go options today.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Happy Hour with Johnny Radio.
Kick it over here.
This hour is brought to you by MemphisFarmers.com. Insurance coverage backed by a local agent and a brand trusted nationwide. We are farmers. MemphisFarmers.com.
Thick and thin, I'm your pusher man. I'm your pusher man.
Welcome back to another day and another beautiful edition of Sports 56 Happy Hour. That's me, John Harden. You know my good friend Gabe Kuhn. Follow him at G_Kuhn71. I'm at Johnny_Radio. Now, y'all might want to follow me, man. Been losing people all over the place. And it looks like people bringing me bags up in here. Well, I don't know what's in that bag. It's a big old bag, so I don't think it's anything very important. But I will say something. It seems like everybody knows what I clicked on, that .live thing during the break, I found out. So, yeah, if you ever see a .live, don't click it. I don't care how appealing it might look. It could be a beautiful boat, and you're like, oh, I want to go to the French Riviera. Don't click it if it says .live, or if they're really, really big or anything. Just don't click it. Now, all you people
You mean
out
if
there,
the boat's real big?
Yeah, the boat's
if it's a big boat and you're getting enticed, still don't look at it.
Dude, even if it's a motorboat, you don't even want to get into the motorboats, okay? Like sailing, anything. It's got a huge mast. Stay away from anything from .live, and especially with sailing and boating.
Oh, God.
We are so good. We have to admit it. But I do want to talk about this before I go to break, because we're about to bring David Cobb from CBS, but Memphis, and not only Memphis, but many other places. Evan Barnes has tweeted out. Gabe's tweeted. I think I have. I've seen a bunch of people talking about it today. I don't know one answer, which I keep getting hit, and it's all about Memphis football. Now, if you don't order your tickets by June 30th, what happens to you, Gabe?
You will be out of the priority list.
Yep.
But even if you are in a priority list for season tickets, does not promise that you'll be able to get
because it's a numbers game.
Get seats. So there's going to be no single game tickets, and they're going to try social distancing at the moment. Obviously, as the more we get into the season, the more we understand. Obviously, it's a fluid situation. So who knows? By the time season rolls around, you might be able to fit more people into the stadium. But yeah, June 30th, that cutoff date. And if you do not, and if you go and buy tickets, right, and you get cut off, right, and you're not one of those priority people, you have 3 options. You can transfer the value to the Tiger Scholarship Fund as a 100% charitable donation. You can transfer the value to Tiger Scholarship Fund as a non-charitable donation. You can keep the value in a ticket office account as a credit towards future purchases, or you can get a full refund. I think a lot of people might go that full refund route. That's my guess. But then the question becomes, what happens with players' families? What happens with opposing
That's the
teams?
one that I was...
What happens with it? It's so weird. It's just so confusing how they're going to get through this.
Now, I will tell you one thing, and I don't want to be this person, but I have to say this because I saw my good friend Joey tweeted out. He's like, you better bet, like when he saw, Evan Barnes, and I think it was Evan Barnes he was responding to, like he once he saw that, if you don't have your tickets by June 30th, you ain't going, my man. So he's like, I'm on it now. There's going to be a lot of people. Is there any chance that you think that this is more of a ploy to try to get more season tickets and like maybe exactly have a direction? So if things do go and we don't have a second outbreak in October, November, December, then they can start selling the single game passes? Or
I don't know if single game tickets are going to be.
You
a
really
thing.
don't think it's going to be a thing?
Legitimately, that's what the university has said, and a lot of universities.
Okay,
have
so
said.
you don't think like the guy who's sitting here texts, he goes, you don't think this is a ploy to get them to buy season tickets now? I don't think so.
I think they're trying to be honest.
Yeah, I
they're
think
saying
so
we
too.
will take your request for season tickets, but we don't promise anything. I think that's more of the point to what they released this morning.
I'll read your crazy text, but no, I really do think that they are saying that this is very, if you haven't noticed this, I know we've forgotten about it the last couple weeks, but there was a global pandemic we were in. I don't know if we're still in it. Are we still in it? I haven't seen it.
I got to
on the
imagine.
news.
I think we are.
I think we are.
I think it's still termed a global pandemic.
Okay, we're still in this. Okay, all I know is we ain't playing baseball, so I'm in a damn pandemic. I can tell you that right now. But all you people out there, my good friend David Cobb is coming up on the other side. He wrote a great article. I found it very fascinating, and he had James Wiseman in a very interesting spot. We'll talk about his article, and then I want to break down. And I talked with him on the phone, of course, so I'm not going to be surprising him and just slapping him upside the head. But there are seven college football teams for me, and they're all, of course, ranked in the top 10. And I want to know about their quarterbacks, from Spencer Rattler at Oklahoma. Is Kyle Trask really going to do it for the Gators? Is it going to be my man Mack down in Alabama or Bryce Young? We got so much to talk about. David Cobb is coming up next from CBS Sports. This is Gabe, this is John, and this is Sports 56 Happy Hour on Sports 56, 96.1, 87.7 FM.
Jay Farner here, CEO of Rocket Mortgage. Making the right financial decisions has never been more important. When you turn to Rocket Mortgage, we can help guide you to those right decisions now, when they matter most. Mortgage rates are near historic lows, so now is a great time to call 8338-ROCKET. And if you need some extra money, a cash-out refinance could give you that financial boost you're looking for. Call today at 8338-ROCKET or go to rocketmortgage.com to learn more.
Call for cost information and conditions. Equal housing lender. Licensed in all 50 states. And MLS number 3030.
The PGA Tour is back this weekend. And even though the trophy is reserved for the winner, the big cash prizes don't have to be. DraftKings, the official daily fantasy game of the PGA Tour, is putting you in the center of the action with a free shot at a $1 million top prize with your first deposit. It's easy to play. Just pick 6 golfers, stay under the salary cap, and submit your lineup before the tournament tees off on Thursday. Then sit back and follow the action. The more red numbers they have on the leaderboard, the closer you'll be to winning some green. Rack up points for pars, birdies, finishing position, and more. Download the DraftKings app now and use code HERD to get a free shot at the $1 million top prize with your first deposit. That's code HERD to get a free shot at $1 million with your first deposit, only at DraftKings. Minimum $5 deposit required. Deposit bonus requires a 25 times playthrough. Eligibility restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com for details.
For the ones we trust to always be there. For the ones caring for others. For the ones who keep things going, no matter where they are. In extraordinary times, extraordinary people step up. Like the ones standing guard and standing on the front lines. And the ones who are staying apart while still working together. With your efforts, we will get through this. We're grateful for all you do. Visit Grainger.com for resources that can help as you create your recovery plan. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Though we're apart these days, we're sharing more. And Geico would just like to say thanks. Thanks for sharing your dance moves. Thanks for sharing your DIY haircut fails. Now it's Geico's turn to share too, with a Geico Give Back. A 15% credit on car and motorcycle policies for current and new customers. And because Geico's committed for the long haul, the 15% credit lasts your full policy term. Visit geico.com/giveback for info and eligibility.
We are Real Sports Talk. Sports 56, 96.1, and 87.7. Available on your radio dial at 560 AM, 96.1 FM, and 87.7 FM. As well as online around the world at sports56whbq.com. Take us with you everywhere on your phone or tablet by downloading the Sports 56 app. And at home, tell Google or Alexa to play Sports 56. Wherever you are, stay tuned to Real Sports Talk. Sports 56, 96.1, and 87.7.
At Jason's Deli, you can stuff yourself full of great deli food that's healthy, fresh, and best of all, it's not expensive. Jason's Deli is all about choice. Whether you're looking for a gluten-free menu, vegetarian sandwiches, healthy kids' meals, or if you'd like to invent your sandwich via the build-your-own selections, Jason's Deli has you covered. And they only use fresh, wholesome ingredients. Choose from the club and specialty sandwiches, paninis, wraps, soups, salads, pastas, and much more. I love the cleanliness in the restaurant, the hospitality, and of course the cost. They have a huge salad bar and great soups, including Southwest chicken chili, fire-roasted tortilla, organic vegetable, tomato basil, and many, many more. And if you're planning an event, their catering department is fantastic and can handle any size party. Go check out Jason's Deli's 4 locations. On Ridgeway in the Park Place Center, that's my favorite, on Germantown Parkway in Cordova, at Poplar and Highland, and on Goodman Road in Olive Branch.
We are Sports 56 WHBQ Memphis, WIVG-FM Tunica Memphis, and WPG-FLP Memphis, Flynn Broadcasting Stations. Welcome to Sports 56 Happy Hour with Johnny Radio. On AM 560, 96.1 FM, and 87.7 FM. This hour of Sports 56 Happy Hour is brought to you by MemphisFarmers.com. Insurance coverage backed by a local agent and a brand trusted nationwide. We are Farmers. MemphisFarmers.com.
Check it out right here. Ladies and gentlemen. And now,
the 3 times sexiest man in Millington, Johnny Harden.
Yo, yo, yo. Welcome back into Sports 56 Happy Hour with your friend Johnny Radio. We got Gabe Kuhn. I'm here chilling in the Family Leisure Studios where family and fun come together. Family Leisure, 2120 Witten Road, just north of I-40. And don't forget, it is going to get warm. I know that the pools are starting to open up around the city, but you can have your own pool in your own backyard. Privacy, chilling like a villain. Guess what? Packages starting at $15.99. Check them out. Family Leisure, 2120 Witten Road, just north of I-40. Yes, I don't know what's going on with me today. My brain's, hey, it's actually working pretty good, I thought. But anyway, we're about to talk with my very good friend, David Cobb. We're going to talk a little football. We're going to talk a whole lot of basketball. We're going to talk about this. We're going to talk about that. But I just got to say, it is good to have you back. Did you have a good vacation, David?
Man, it was nice. It was nice to get away for a little bit, kind of unplug, recharge. Yeah, and now we got sports that are kind of
coming back, man.
MLB draft tonight, which I'm actually weirdly interested in, just because there's nothing else. And then golf tomorrow. We got golf, actual golf, not like a celebrity charity event, but actual golf. And then, it sounds like, knock on wood, NBA's on its way back. Baseball needs to figure it out, but I think all in all, in the sports world, there's a lot going on in the world in general. But the fact that it feels like sports are getting a little bit closer to coming back, I'm excited about that.
Yeah, it is. And you mentioned the MLB draft, which is kind of funny. I think Spencer Torkelson will be taking for the 3rd straight year by the Detroit Tigers, which is going to be fascinating. I think Austin Martin will be taken 2nd from Vanderbilt. And then I think, of course, they take Asa Lacy, the left-handed pitcher, and he goes 3rd because those, by far, in my opinion, are easily the 3 best ones in the draft. If you want to talk about a high school player, I'd have to talk about the right fielder, Zach Vaughn of Spring Creek High School. But I bet you're sitting there going, what in the hell are you talking about, John? So I'm not going to bother you with the MLB baseball draft. I can promise you that.
What if you just did a whole show? What if you did a whole show
They wouldn't know who I'm talking about. I would be so turned off. I'd have the lowest rating in history. But I will tell you one thing: people in this city, they love hoops, and they love the fact that by the way, everybody knows David Cobb back in the day when he was an intern here. Went off was with the Time Free Press. Then he works with Gannett and the Commercial Appeal. Now he's with CBS Sports doing college, literally all college sports. So he's doing everything. We're going to talk a little college baseball. I got baseball in the brain. We're going to talk college football and quarterbacks. And then we're also going to talk about this article. You ranked number 1 through 15 based on now their college careers, correct?
Yeah. I'm glad you specified because
that's very important.
I'm about to tweet this out, and I'm expecting a firestorm of replies criticizing me for having Jahlil Okafor number 2 in this ranking.
But his college career is,
yes.
What did they go 35-4 and win a national championship, didn't they?
Yes, and he was the leading scorer, the leading rebounder.
How did I remember that?
For that Duke team with some other really good players on it. Like, I want to say Quinn Cook and Grayson Allen were on that team. I'd have to look at the roster, but
Dude, who was Grayson tripping back then?
Right. So yeah, no, that's a huge asterisk you have to put on the story, and it's in the headline, so I know most people are gonna catch that.
College, based on college. But this is also so fascinating because I know for a fact, and this is where I'm going to interrupt you because you wrote all this. You got so much stuff. I'm going to let you go, I promise. But the Okafor is going to get some eyes. The people outside and inside of Memphis, though, I think number 15 is going to make them almost fall over. And I really love you, and I do love him. Or is it 15 or 13? No, 13. You have number 13, and I want this explanation.
There were a couple of guys that, like Brandon Jennings, didn't play college basketball.
Correct.
And then if you go back, if you're starting in 2005, Gerald Green, which part of the reason why we did this story is because, obviously, with the news that Oklahoma State received a postseason ban.
Yep.
Cade Cunningham, who, of course,
by the way, they had one level 1 violation. If you're Kansas with 5, are you not freaking out, man?
Yeah, absolutely. So Oklahoma State, so Mike Boynton, the head coach, goes out and hires Cade Cunningham's brother, gets Cade Cunningham to commit, number 1 prospect in the country, who, by the way, he was here and played at that tournament in Briarcrest back in November, I think, or December, or whatever it was. And, so they get the number 1 guy, prospect in the country. But, it looks like for the second time in 15 years that Oklahoma State's gotten the number 1 prospect, it'll be the second time that they won't really get full use out of them. Because you go back to 2005, and I mentioned this in the story, Gerald Green committed to Oklahoma State, but then that was the last year where you could go to the draft, and he decided to go to the draft. And now, who knows what's going to happen with Cade Cunningham? He could get out of his NLI. He could go to the G League thing. Or, he stays at Oklahoma State, but if this postseason ban is upheld, it's kind of all for naught because he's not going to be playing in March. And this is kind of sad. I'm trying to figure out how to word this tweet right now. But, when you think about Wiseman and Cunningham,
Wiseman freaks me out when I read this, and I did not know he's the only player, number 1 ranked prospect that didn't play in at least 20 games in college basketball. That's a shocker.
Yeah, Nerlens Noel got hurt at Kentucky, several years ago, but even he had played 24 games.
24 games, yeah.
Yeah, so we're talking about 2 years in a row now, John, where the top prospect in the class, in all likelihood, is not going to be participating in the NCAA tournament. That stinks. That's no fun.
Stink. No, that's not fun. It is wild. It freaks you out, by the way. I did want to ask you a question because I found also one other person very interesting. You had Harrison Barnes at North Carolina in 2010. You had him ranked number 8. He was a rare number 1 prospect to play 2 seasons in college basketball, averaged 16 points, 5.5 rebounds, won 62 games, made a pair of Elite 8 at UNC. But, Kyrie Irving was the number 2 player in that class, but he was ended up being taken number 1 overall. And I'm just kind of wondering, in a weird situation, because this is a little bit off topic. I think, Kyrie, he's got his chip. Him and LeBron did his thing. He made his shot. He's now praying that Kevin Durant can come back and be at least the Kevin Durant of old, or he probably won't have a shot with Brooklyn because he blew up that thing in, the Celtics. I think he blew up the Cavs. Who ends up going forward and getting who's going to be looked at in the past and actually have a better career, Kyrie or Harrison Barnes?
I mean,
It looks
Kyrie
so easy to
Irving.
say Kyrie, but I totally disagree. I think he's going to be looked back in history as one of the biggest babies that have ever played. He's always injured. He's always complaining. He's never happy. He basically, look how much better the Celtics are without him. It's just, I don't know. Like, I mean, I'm glad he hit the shot, but everybody keeps saying, oh, he was the number one pick. Cleveland sucked before LeBron. What did Kyrie ever do without LeBron? He has not done jack. Then he goes to a great Cleveland team and screws them to pieces. They get rid of him, and guess what? Cleveland. Then Boston gets better again. So once Boston got rid of him, feels like they elevated their game. And now look, he's with Brooklyn doing his thing, whatever. I know it's all going to depend on Kevin Durant and the future. But when I look at the future, I see Giannis and I see Kawhi Leonard. I see a lot of bad mamma jammas. I still have Steph, and you still got, the people over there, the Splash Brothers doing their thing. So I'm just kind of wondering, will Kyrie eventually, will he ever become an afterthought?
Not an afterthought. No,
Nope.
The NBA loves its drama too much for Kyrie Irving to become an afterthought.
Interesting.
I mean, Harrison Barnes, if that's the comp.
He's
in
very
terms of,
boring, yes.
Yes, and not somebody who makes headlines. So if the question in 10 years, when those guys are on their way out of the league, if the question is who is a better teammate, I mean, that's like 99% of the people are going to say Harrison Barnes. But if it's who was a better player, I mean, Kyrie, I mean, his talent is he's a top 10 talent in the league. He's just also like a top 10 drama producer. And I mean, you're so right. Like,
I don't
the
think he's a
Celtics got
leader in any
better.
way. Like, I think he's the worst leader in like professional sports. Like, honestly, I've never seen a bigger baby in a long time. And again, listen, he's a 6-time All-Star. He won the NBA championship back in 15 and 16 when Draymond Green started cup checking everybody and losing his mind. He did hit a huge shot. Congratulations, he was Rookie of the Year. But again, outside that, what has he ever won? And I look at his numbers, and yes, he scores 22 points for his career. He's got 5 assists for his career, 46.6 field goal percentage, 39% from downtown. He's an 87% free throw shooter. Like, dude, he's great. But when you actually look at Harrison Barnes, it ain't like it is all that far off. His three-point shooting percentage is 38%. Field goal percentage is 80%. Now, he doesn't score 24. He scores 14, but he dishes it out. I don't know. I think Kyrie is, I guess, a lot better player, but it's just kind of weird that because of, I guess, that 2014, 2015 chip, and I think that Draymond Green just basically blew that other chip for him. I don't even think Kyrie deserves that one.
Yeah, I mean, Kyrie thinks he's the number one player. He thinks he's capable of being the nucleus of a championship contending team, but he's not.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think it's a given either, John, that the Nets are going to be a 60-win team or whatever everyone thinks they're going to be. Because KD, so many questions when you come back from an injury of that magnitude at his age. And then, I mean, Kyrie being who he is, I just have questions about.
And again, I will never, again, the man is a stud. He is a champion. I am not trying to say that he's not. It's just the amount of money that he's paid, everything that's expected from Kyrie. I look at him and he should be like the top point guard out there. But I mean, heck, I'd take Jamal Murray. I'd take Kyle Lowry. I don't know. I might not take Kyle Lowry. I'd definitely take Mike Conley over him. I'd rather have, my guy who's right here in Memphis, who's going to be the Rookie of the Year. Sit down, Zion. You ain't getting it. Chris Paul is past his prime, so I ain't going to touch him.
Hey, did you see the Ja video?
No, I haven't. How good was it?
Oh, my gosh. So,
Dude, how did I miss this?
I mean, go to his Twitter. He's been retweeting it and
Okay.
stuff, but I forget what account it was. But, yeah, so basically he just, head above the rim, finishes this insane dunk. They're playing an open gym. I think it might be in Memphis, honestly. I'm not sure. I know he's been hooping with some local guys. Anyway, I mean, it's insane.
You already
can
got
brief-
to the point where you basically beat me to my point. I was trying to say that, like De'Aaron Fox, you can go through it. Steph Curry, Kemba Walker. There are so many people. Even Ben Simmons, the big old point guard. I definitely want Russell Westbrook. I'm sorry, I don't think Kyrie can hold Damian Lillard's even, Jock. I just disagree with where he's rated as point guards, and I'm being dead serious. I know he's just the rookie of the year. But I like his personality. I like the way he is. I love his athleticism. I love the way he plays with the team. I'd rather have Ja Morant over Kyrie Irving. Is that crazy?
David definitely just dropped. I'll go
Oh,
back
okay.
on.
Sorry about that. Oh, anyway, I'll answer that. I just think I like Ja, and I know it's partial because of I'm a Memphian. But while we're trying to get him back on, we're about to switch up the basketball talk. Go check out David at CBS Sports. I'm telling you, you will absolutely love it. But I have to tell y'all something very, very important. That's 901-406-1101. That's 901-406-1101. You call Bill at I Buy Houses. A bing, a bang, a boom. Guess what? I just literally sold your house. Any house, any area, as is. Are you sick of tenants? I know one thing, I get so sick and tired of tenants, and right now I'm dealing with a nightmare. I've had a flood. I've had all kinds of stuff. I want to cry. I think I might sell my house. If I'm going to, I can promise you I know the number I'm going to call, 901-406-1101. That's 901-406-1101. Call my buddy Bill at I Buy Houses. But I do kind of got to give a shout out to my buddies, CJ and AJ, because I just wanted to say Service Pro, DeSoto, Tate, and Tunica counties. They came out there. You should call them if you have water, fire damage, if you need to clean your home, your business. They also do COVID-19 disinfecting. Call them at 662-349-6500. I'm telling you right now, they don't play no games. They took care of business, and they the real deal, Holyfield, just like my man David Cobb. Now, Cobb, you know everything. We just went crazy in college basketball. Got off on a stupid conversation just because I wanted to say I like Ja Morant better than Kyrie Irving, to tell you the truth, and think that he's overrated. And I think that when Ja's career's over, he's just going to be so much better. But are you ready to switch to what else you do? College football? Now, I have 7 teams that I brought out, and you know we've talked about this. I want to know and start off with Oklahoma. Is the Spencer Rattler era and Lincoln Riley, is he literally going to go 1, 2, 3, 4? And I mean, I'm talking about just continue to go from, a Baker, a Kyler Murray, Jalen Hurts, and now Spencer Rattler. And this is now, of course, hype. I read this in the OU thing. They say they think that he throws the ball so much better than Jalen Hurts, but is close to not quite the leader that Jalen was, but he's comparable. Do you think that could be true?
Yeah, I mean, to suggest that he could throw the ball better than Jalen Hurts.
That's not saying much, but
but I don't mean that in a negative way towards Jalen Hurts, like a perfectly capable throwing quarterback who led them to a college football playoff, who was one of the best players in the country at 2 different blue blood programs. So
True that.
So yeah, I mean, Rattler is going to be a better passer probably than Hurts, and I think Rattler will fit Lincoln Riley's system better really than Hurts, because I think Lincoln Riley had to tailor some things to fit Hurts, and they needed to do that, and it's a good thing they did. But yeah, I think Rattler could ultimately be a better player. Like, if you're looking for Oklahoma
if he does this again with a 4th quarterback, though, will Lincoln be good? Like, is the NFL just going to come give him so much damn money he can't say no?
I don't know. I mean, the Big 12 has been down. I'm not totally
Texas
sold.
is horrible.
Yeah, I mean, look at what Lincoln Riley inherited. Like,
it's a good point.
I mean, he just walked into a really good situation at Oklahoma, and I mean, he's kept it going, but I mean, they still haven't really gotten over that hump, I don't think, by their standards. So, I mean, yeah, I get what you're saying, but there's so much more to being a head coach within the NFL and college than developing a quarterback. Like, I want to see Oklahoma's defense become one of the best in the country before I'm ready to anoint, Lincoln Riley. I mean, I don't even know if he's 40 years old yet. He's, I think, still growing as a coach. And this is going to be a test with a freshman quarterback.
Well,
Jalen Hurts comes in as a veteran.
That is true. This is going to be he's finally got a young buck in there, and we're going to see if he can coach up a youngster. Dan Mullen, though, speaking of coaching, he's got Kyle Trask, a guy that You know, everybody was saying it was Felipe Frank's job, yada, yada. Kyle Trask came in there and he played pretty well. The thing is that I have a question is I've seen a couple different polls, preseason polls, that have the Gators as high as 5. I think one of them is as low as 8. But I have not seen any poll that had them outside of the top 10. Is Kyle Trask literally a top 10? Like, can he manage this this team well enough? And has Dan Mullen got enough coming back for them to actually compete against Georgia in the SEC East?
Yeah, I think so. So I was rewatching the Orange Bowl the other day, like Florida versus Virginia from last year. And I mean, I still can't believe that Kyle Trask wasn't even a starter in high school, let alone college. He was behind De'Aaron King in high school. I guess they both played, but yeah, no, he's really good. Like, he can really throw the ball. And the thing is, though, like if he starts to have a little bit of a slip, I mean, Emory Jones has been around that program for a while now, and he's kind of been passed over. And so I think Emory Jones is right there waiting in the wings too. So I think Trask is really good. I think he could, be a franchise trophy candidate. But I mean, I'm also not closing the door entirely on Emory Jones carving out a role and really waiting there in the shadows. If something starts to go wrong with Trask, not that I expect that to happen, but I don't know that there's as big of a gap between those two players as maybe it might seem like on the
other
outside.
than experience, maybe. Right now, though, Kyle Pitts, one of the best tight ends in the league. I think that's going to be big for my man Kyle Trask. And again, his offensive line returns, that's going to help him too. Now, I got to talk about Georgia because I just talked about, of course, Florida, and I don't understand. Todd Monken has added 5 quarterbacks to that. Do you remember the whole Jacob Eason, Jacob Fromm, Justin Fields, and now you got Jamie Newman, who comes over from Wake Forest. You got JT Daniels, who transfers in from USC. You already had Stetson Bennett on the team. What about the freshman who just signed in Carson Beck, 4-star stud? And then you have the number 1 2020 player in Brock Vandergraft, the number 1 pro-style quarterback, who is also committed. That thing is going to be is this too many damn people in your quarterback room?
I don't think so, because I mean, I don't think Jamie Newman transfers to Georgia without almost a guarantee that he's the starter. Now, I mean, obviously injuries happen, stuff happens, but I think the job of Jamie Newman's to lose, because Jamie Newman can stay at Wake Forest or transfer to another school where he is guaranteed the job. He chooses to come to Georgia. I think he does so because he's essentially been given a guarantee. Now, of course, what
about Daniels?
We're not I mean, if he gets eligible, then
that's true. But I mean, it looks like everybody's waiting to when we get this vote. If everybody's going to get this transfer, But I don't know. You're right.
I just doubt it. I doubt it. What reason does JT Daniels have to transfer from USC to Georgia and be eligible immediately? I'm not buying it. So, and they're not going to start a true freshman. I mean, Stetson Bennett's been there forever. Whatever. He provides depth.
But what about having Brock Vandergraft? Does he think he's going to beat out JT Daniels or Jamie Newman? I mean, JT Daniels next season or something? I mean, are they going to be competing?
I don't know. I mean, I guess he redshirts this year. Then JT Daniels takes over next year. And I mean, if Vandergraft sticks around, then maybe he's got 2 years with the job.
They said that Carson Beck will redshirt this year, so he will. He is redshirting.
Yeah, but Kirby Smart needs to be careful about. And I would say even with Newman, because look what happened with Fromm and Justin Fields, So you stick with Fromm, who was good but not great, and you lose Justin Fields. And,
the guy who I think is well. Now you just moved me to my next question. I'm going to go right here. Clemson and Trevor Lawrence, Ohio State, Justin Fields. You look at the wide receivers in Ohio State with Chris, Olave and Garrett Wilson, probably 2 of the best in the league. They're great, just like Alabama's Devonta Smith and Jalen Waddell. Those are probably 2 of the premier wide receiving groups in the country. I don't know if it's going to be Mac Jones or Bryce Young, but I do know at Ohio State it will be Justin Fields, and I do know at Clemson it will be Trevor Lawrence. Who's the better college player, and who ends up being the better pro?
I think it's Justin Fields on both accounts.
Whoa! I like it.
Yeah. No,
going out on a limb, baby.
No, yeah. So, for one thing, I wasn't super impressed with Trevor Lawrence's sophomore season.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I get it. They're blowing people out. There's no competition on that schedule. I mean, just looking back at last year's results, they sleepwalked slept. I don't know. Whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
They just plowed
They were
through all
walking
their
while they were sleeping.
That is what I'm saying. And anyway, I just think that Justin Fields is having to prove it every week against top competition in the Big Ten for the most part. I mean, obviously they have their pushovers on that schedule too. But the fact that he's done that week in, week out, and will continue, I think, in this next season to do that week in and week out, you got to give him the edge. I mean, like, I just think that the level of competition is so different, and the fact that Justin Fields is putting up the numbers and the productivity and showing the leadership qualities that he is at Ohio State. Like, no offense to like Trevor Lawrence at all. Like, he could certainly be a great NFL quarterback. But I just think
Justin is special. You just feel there's something special in there. Now, the last thing I'm going to ask you is: Justin Fields going to make it to the Final Four? Is there a chance we're going to see him on the biggest stage, or is there any chance? Because Michigan can't beat Ohio State. Stop. But Penn State returns 9 offensive starters. Yes, they lost KJ Hamler. They got Clifford, the big red dog back, Sean Clifford. Is there any chance that James Franklin can coach them up, or is just Ohio State going to wax that? You know what?
I mean, I did like a 2,000-word story on Penn State as part of our Spring Top 25 series, and I mean, they are on the doorstep. There's
They
no
got
doubt
team.
about
They
it.
got a lot. They're deep this year. A lot of people don't
And
realize what they're bringing back.
This is going to sound, I think, maybe a little silly, but I honestly believe that Penn State beating Ohio State this year might depend partially on if fans are allowed in the stands, and I'll tell you why. Because that game is at Happy Valley. So Ohio State Penn State is at Penn State this year. And when that is a night game, it is, I think, one of the best scenes.
When they do the whiteout, dude, the whiteout.
Yes.
So, yes, I agree.
Yeah.
I like
and
it.
Penn State has played Ohio State so close under Franklin, and they've beaten them under Franklin before. So that game is at Penn State. If there's fans in the stands, I think Penn State wins it. If not, I think Ohio State wins it. I know that might sound a little ridiculous, but I genuinely believe that that game in Happy Valley at night with fans is one of the best home field advantages in college football.
Well, now everybody knows why I bring David Cobb to college sports, because he knows it just as good as anybody. Everybody follow him at David Cobb. That's at David W. Cobb, actually, at David W. Cobb. Covering college basketball, covering college football, doing it all for CBS Sports. Check out all of his stuff at cbssports.com. And then last but not least, you got Devonta Smith. You got Jalen Waddell. Who the hell's going to throw him the football? Is it Mac Daddy, or is it that new 5-star stud Bryce Young?
Yeah, Bryce Young, I think, is going to end up with that job by midseason.
Interesting.
Sorry, Mac.
I like it, dude. I like it. Hey, David Cobb came out there. He said it. Justin Fields is the real deal, Holyfield. And whatever you do, give him a follow at David W. Cobb. Appreciate rapping with me. Just hope you had fun on your vacation. And we'll be talking very, very soon, my friend.
All right, man. Sounds good.
That's my buddy, David Cobb. Don't forget MemphisFarmers.com. That's MemphisFarmers.com. Tell Chad I said what's up. We'll be back. Sports 56, 96.1, 87.7 FM.
Check out Dave Woloshin and Brett Norsworthy with Sports Time on Sports 56. Weekdays from 3 to 6 on Sports 56, 96.1 FM and 87.7 FM.
Commitment, dedication, perseverance. At FedEx, our people are our strength. Even during these unprecedented times, we are delivering medical supplies, test kits, and the things you need every day. Helping the world move forward together. Strength, what we deliver by delivering. FedEx.
This Father's Day, give Dad the gift of style with an Untuckit shirt. Untuckit has reimagined the traditional dress shirt to fit a more casual lifestyle. With over 50 sizes, they can fit any body out there. Shop their button-downs, polos, Henleys, and more. Visit Untuckit.com and help Dad look sharp even at his most casual. Or visit one of their 50 stores that are now reopened for business. Use code SUMMER for 20% off your next order with free shipping and returns. Untuckit.com, the place to go this Father's Day. Code SUMMER.
I've always wanted to learn another language, but every time I try, it never sticks.
So I decided to give Babbel a try, and I really like the teaching method of the app. I started with the beginner lesson on Babbel, and it starts with simple words and phrases, and soon you're putting those words into a conversation. Each lesson takes about 10 to 15 minutes, and they're all really different, which keeps things interesting. The app is really smart. It actually keeps track of the words I'm struggling with so I can practice them and get better. I chose Babbel because it was created by real language teachers. They built it around real life, how people actually communicate, and what they care about. I can't wait to use my new language skills in the real world. Dos cervezas, por favor.
With Babbel, get conversational in Spanish, French, German, and more. It just takes 10 to 15 minutes a day. Now try Babbel free. Just go to Babbel.com or download the Babbel app and start learning a new language today. That's Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
Oh, my stomach. When you have nausea, heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, diarrhea.
Try new Pepto-Bismol Chews. The same fast relief of Pepto-Bismol, now in a delightful chew.
Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
I Buy Houses, 901-406-1101. That's 901-406-1101. I Buy Houses. I Buy Houses will buy a house in any area, in any condition, and yes, it's guaranteed to close in 5 days. If you need to sell your home quickly, call 901-406-1101. If you've been through a divorce, if you lost your job, if you're tired of renters, I Buy Houses can get you your money quickly. I Buy Houses will buy your home in Shelby County, DeSoto County, Memphis, Bartlett, South Haven, Horn Lake, Olive Branch, anywhere and everywhere in between in any condition. And yes, they're open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I Buy Houses, 901-406-1101. That's 901-406-1101. Grab that pen, 901-406-1101. I Buy Houses.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Happy Hour with Johnny Radio. This hour is brought to you by MemphisFarmers.com. Insurance coverage backed by a local agent and a brand trusted nationwide. We are farmers. MemphisFarmers.com.
Well, show me the way to the next whiskey bar. Oh, don't ask why. Oh, don't ask why.
Show me the way to the next whiskey bar. And I'm going to tell everybody, thank you so much to my buddy Blake Jones. Thanks, Lisa, down in Horseshoe. Thank you to my very good friend David Cobb over at CBS. I appreciate rapping with all of y'all. And then thanks to almost 99.9% of my texters and callers and tweeters. All
you don't
that
appreciate
good
me?
stuff. And I love you, Gabe.
All right, there you go.
At G_Coon71, baby. Just love that man. And then don't forget, I love Sports 56 Happy Hour right here on Sports 56, 96.1, 87.7 FM. But I wanted to remind us, we're on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Periscope, and Instagram. Just go to Sports 56 WHBQ, and bang, you will see us, and we look in solid steel and sex appeal, I must say. But I brought up today things to me that I find truly simple. I don't see them being that hard. Again, I've always thought that a man should be measured on the his heart, like what is inside, not his skin, the content of his character, not just the pigment, not a little melatonin, not if you're from this one part of the country, if your eyes are shaped this way, or if you talk this way. It should be about what's in your heart and who you really are. And I brought a few things up today because I was taken a little bit aback. I love quoting Thomas Jefferson because it's probably who I read the most stuff from. And again, if you care about the country and you read some of the things that he's written, you'll understand what this experiment is about. Has it always lived up to the ideals? Hell no, it hasn't. But the thing is, we are an active participant in our government, so we have an opportunity to change things for the better. But there are a couple people on the text line that I don't think they understand what I'm saying. History in general informs us on what? Bad government. If you studied history, you would know that the Confederate flag is a symbol of treason from the United States of America. If you also know it cost more lives than all the wars combined. It almost ripped the fabric of this country to pieces. And again, it stood for slavery. Now, the national anthem, which they talked about, and Brian Windhorst mentioned that he might not, they think it might be not played before games. I don't want that, because if there is some type of common ground, I want us to find it. Because again, we in America do not have government by the majority. We have government by the majority who are participated with the active citizenry. Now, if you have a bunch of idiots who don't know their head from their keister, there's nothing I can do for it. Freedom does not make it without an informed citizenry or people working hard. That's just the truth of the matter. Yes, we have to get better. But this is what I wanted to attest. I brought up my man Bubba Wallace came out and said he wants NASCAR to ban the Confederate flag. I say, hell yes. Brian Windhorst says that the national anthem probably shouldn't be played before sporting events because it causes too much turmoil. I kind of say I disagree a little bit. And I understand there are two different things. What I like about the anthem is if you want to protest, take a knee, man. Like Colin Kaepernick did, to bring up police brutality. Or if you want to, like Drew Brees, honor it by putting your heart over your hand and thinking about your grandfathers. But the one thing is I can tell you, remember when the NFL all got down to, kind of go up against Trump? That's the thing about the United States. We have the right to protest. But this is where the texters, I'm going to explain to you where you are wrong. This one texter is 100% right. If Ole Miss can make their fans stop bringing the flags to games, and they did it years ago, NASCAR sure as hell can and should have followed suit. Ole Miss knew it was time. Then another guy texted in, I'll fly any damn flag I want. No, you won't if they ban it, because you can't go into Ole Miss with a Confederate flag. And by the way, you're so big and tough, put a Confederate flag, come on and drive down to my place, and I'll drive you into North Memphis, and we're going to see how tough you are. I mean, come on, stop. Look, you can, again, I've always said you have the right to do whatever you want, but do you want to have the right to be an idiot? Like, do you realistically want to hold your right to be a racist idiot? Let me tell you something, dadgummit, I'm never going to put down my ignorance, and I'm always going to be an idiot, and damn it, that's my right. Are you going to open up your mind and, like, maybe pick up a book and read, yo? So, anyway, I think you got where I'm trying to come from, but I will tell you something. It's time to get to my favorite segment of the day, and we are about to go to this wonderful place, and it's called Hardinwood.
This is Access Hardinwood.
And I love all of y'all. And again, I'm not trying to tell anybody what to do, but you can talk, you can act so tough behind a keyboard. I'll fly any flag wherever I want. My right. Yeah, it is your right. But again, consequences happen because of actions. And if you get your butt kicked, hey, buddy, you got nobody else to blame but yourself. Now, again, and if NASCAR does ban it, no, I'm sorry, you can't bring it in there. That's just, it would be banned just like at Ole Miss, and it should be. I mean, I can't believe I'm having this conversation in 2020. But anyway, I got to bring this stuff up. Zion Williamson, oh my goodness. Cars, clothes. Can I rhyme with a little yos? You know what I'm saying? Fat Bank Rope was keeping me cool with the 5-0. Zion had it going, baby. He was balling and shot calling, and nobody even really knew until, guess what? Somebody decided to pull the plug and show what Duke is doing. And, they're coming out and saying that he received money to attend Duke. He should be permanently ineligible. All, games should be thrown out, blah, blah, blah. Ford claimed that literally Coach Mike, he's the one that was providing the jobs and the money to the players' families and all this stuff. And I don't know, man. I don't know what's going on. Again, these are Ford statements. I can't wait to hear what Williamson has to say. He's going to have to testify in his own defense. He's going to have to testify under oath. I'm telling you, when this comes out, I don't think it's going to leave. We've always punished children, which has bothered the hell out of me. I'm so glad Reggie Bush is at least able to go back to USC. I mean, it was insanity, but they need to give him back his Heisman. But they're not going to punish Heisman. This is going to come back on Coach K, right?
Well, in regards to all this is my shock face for you.
Oh,
That's
not
my
shocked
shock face.
at all.
But anyways,
I
hope it doesn't come down to Zion. I think Zion's clear, though, because Coach K still at the school, at the university, having to deal with it. But he is, when we look at it, a legacy. How much would that tarnish what he's done when you look at it on a grand scale? Because I'm curious. I really am. But there's so many people doing it. Everyone's doing it. They just haven't gotten caught. Like, I can't imagine it affecting Zion more than it'll affect Duke.
That's what. No, I think unequivocally, this is the whole problem here is 100% because nobody has a better eye. USA Basketball, Coach K, the father figure, the great guy, like he is the Teflon Don. Nothing has ever stuck to him. Now, unlike Rick Pitino, where he can't even go to an Italian restaurant without doing something stupid, like slipping and falling on a table, and next thing you know, he's, hey, baby, what's up? And he's with some blonde woman. I don't know. You know, I mean, Rick's just different. But Coach K was cut from a different cloth, everybody said. But at least I'm going to say to you, I don't think it's true. I think everybody's cheating just like Gabe says. He's not shocked by it. I don't think anybody should be shocked by it. But after Oklahoma State just got basically pimp slapped, I think Kansas is going to get like nobody's business because they ain't even helping. And then I think the IRP is going to look over at Memphis and be like, dude, he wasn't coaching at Memphis. He helped out a kid. We'll smack all these people. Why are we smacking Memphis?
If you look at the history of the NCAA, and again, I know the IARP is separate. If you look at the history of the NCAA, it'll tell you otherw's. It'll tell you that there's going to smack everybody.
Yeah, that is true. And it does annoy the bleep
and
out
maybe
of me.
smack Kansas and Duke less. That's the history of the NCAA for you.
By the way, some things have also come back that I wanted to mention, and another person just sent something. Will you quit? Like, is that, but like, the former players really have to come out and say that Dabo Swinney is not a racist?
No, I don't think they need to.
Like DeAndre Hopkins has come out, a couple other former players. In fact, he said he helped me become a man, all this stuff. Is this all going back to literally that whole, what was that?
It's the same people calling Drew Brees a racist. It's the same thing. It doesn't really make sense because one thing came up that may not be to someone's sort of standard of how you should treat people, and they assume, okay, he has racist bones in his body. No, he doesn't. He's a good man. Dabo Swinney's done a lot of good things. One incident does not define who Dabo Swinney is.
That's what
just
I thought.
as one line, one statement by Drew Brees doesn't define who Drew Brees is.
I agree with you, and I love it. And I wanted to also mention, because we talked about this today, and this is, again, why you want to have the national anthem, because, again, it is America. And, Redskin Coach Ron Rivera said he's going to support his players kneeling for the national anthem. You've already known Adrian Peterson said he's going to kneel every time it's played. We've heard here at the University of Memphis, Lance Thomas speaking out. Again, this is our right. And, again, it's actually... If you listen to Thomas Jefferson, who was the president of the United States, when injustice becomes law, resistance becomes duty and necessary. Literally, that's what your job is to do. You have to be a participant in government. Now, the other thing I got to say is, we talked about it. I am completely lost my damn mind over this. Reggie Bush and O.J. Mayo both at the same time can come back? Wowzers.
O.J. Mayo, is he retired? Yeah, he's retired. He's done, right?
Dude,
or is he
OJ's
playing overseas
been
or something?
Kicked out or something. I don't even know what OJ's been doing. OJ's been
say,
doing OJ.
Reggie Bush has been retired for 3 years now?
It's been a while since I've seen him run. It's been a long time, actually, at least 3 years. I'd say 2006.
So it was so what I understand, it was a 10-year deal. Like the disassociation is a 10-year deal that they had, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why did they wait? Why couldn't they just end it earlier, just to show good faith?
Because they're stupid.
I don't get that.
I don't get it at all. I literally don't like it.
And again, you can't give the Heisman back. I don't care about the national, whatever, the wins, all that garbage. I don't care about that. Give Reggie his damn Heisman back. He won it as fair as possible.
Yes,
with
he
on-field play.
He did.
I can't even believe this is a conversation.
I can't either, but I can't believe I'm about to have this conversation with you. Have you ever gone marlin fishing?
No, but Michael Jordan has.
Damn it.
I
You know
ruined
everything.
it, didn't I?
You are so
Oh,
good.
yeah.
You are so good, bro.
No, I have not. But what's the biggest fish you ever caught, like poundage-wise?
Oh, my God. I don't even know how
Small,
much.
right?
No, I went marlin fishing once. That's what I'm
You
saying.
did not catch
I
a
didn't
marlin.
catch it, but I was the people
The
we were
group,
with.
yeah, the group.
Like, I mean, hey, we all
By
like, reeled a
association.
little
You
bit.
caught it by association.
Like,
I'm pretty sure that's not
I
how
didn't pay
fishing
for the
works.
boat.
67129. You can't catch a fish by association.
See, that's why I'm trying to say, like, you think Michael Jordan did this all by himself? No. But anyway,
I
did you
mean,
know
it was
also-
his boat and his crew.
Listen, again, it wasn't my boat. I'll give dude the credit. Yeah, it wasn't my boat. You're 100% right. But it was huge, and it takes forever. But this is the craziest part about it. Like, Jordan is so rich, and then Jordan goes out there, and what does he do? He gets in a $3 million fishing tournament and catches a 442.3-pound blue marlin in the fishing tournament. I mean, some people are just better at everything than everybody, I guess.
Or it
Blake.
shows that if you have money, you can teach yourself to be better at everything than anybody.
Like,
he
this
loves
is
competing,
so
though,
aw-
man.
Oh, he loves.
He
to
loves
compete. He's the most competitive person on planet Earth. But I brought this.
I think
up.
he got sixth, though.
Yeah,
if
he
I'm
did.
not
No, he
mistaken.
didn't. He didn't get first.
Yeah, he
was
did not
in
get
sixth.
first.
But dude, he still goes out there and
442
gets the money
pounds. How long does it take to reel that damn thing in?
Hours is a fight from hell. That's what I'm saying. It's not one person that can do it because you're strapped in. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I was young.
Like, those things are way more than strong enough to pull you right off the boat, right?
That's why you are
Yeah,
literally
you're locked into it.
strapped into your chair, and like you got that sucker, and it's like you and like another dude's pulling the line.
How much is the pole itself to
I've
catch
never
one of
have
those things?
understood this. Those things bend almost down to the water. How they don't snap, I don't know what the hell they make it for. But I guess that's why we got engineers and people a lot smarter than me and you, or I'll say me. Now, I have to just say, I am a boat person. If you haven't noticed, I was talking about how, motor boats I'm really into. I like a big old sailing boat with huge old mast, you know what I'm saying? But let me tell you a little secret. Rafael Nadal, I'm very disappointed. My man goes out there, and if you're going to get a yacht and you're going to spend $10 million, can it be longer than 79 feet? I need it at least, I need a bigger boat. I want to be able to land. If I'm spending $10 million, like you're telling me $10 million can't get you a bigger boat? This is only 4,000 square feet of living space. This is Rafael Nadal, man. Now, that's probably a lot.
You compare that to Jerry Jones.
That's what I
you
was
know how
saying.
long Jerry Jones is?
Yeah, dude.
357?
Yes, that's exactly where I was
It's a
going.
cruise ship.
His thing, and it's so sad, I know we're talking about like Jerry Jones and Rafael Nadal, and like I'm just looking for like a hella dinghy. Give me a dinghy. I'll take that sucker out. We'll go fishing, Gabe. But like the Nadal picture, like the inside, yes, it's kind of cool. The beds are kind of cool. But then when you look at Jerry's, or you look at some of these other super yachts, Tiger Woods, and the helipads and stuff, I'm very disappointed to find out that Rafael Nadal, I don't see a helicopter.
Does Rafael Nadal make as much money as them, though?
Well,
That would be the main question.
This is why
and I don't know if he makes
hold on.
as much.
This is why I brought this up. You are about to freak out. Do you know, according to Forbes, do you know who made the most money? I guess, did we count this year? Or 2019? Yeah, that's right, 2019. Do you know
I would assume Rafael Nadal, right? If you're saying
Roger
if this is-
Federer was number one.
Oh, see,
I was shocked that tennis
that's a
players,
misleading question.
Well, Rafael Nadal was right behind him. I did not think that two tennis players would be making that much damn money. But man, you would not believe. Oh, I'm sorry. Ronaldo's two, Messi, then my man Nadal. But anyway, those three, like when you're in the top four, that's insanity. Like, he made more than LeBron James. Now, these soccer players, they make tons of money like Messi and Neymar and Ronaldo, but I did not realize that Roger Federer, Nadal, and all them get like $64 million a year in, like, what are they doing? Like Nike, Nissan, Procter & Gamble.
Rolex,
yeah. Like, dude, how many things can you, and I guess you just do it all because it's tennis? Is it because it's global? Is it just easier? You're not capitalizing like a football player just here in the country?
I would assume that's part of the reason.
Now,
Yes.
I want to ask you, how many football players do you think are in the top? Let's just say 10.
I'm gonna have to say 0.
You would be absolutely unequivocally.
It has to do with being an international star.
Sure does.
And there's, of course, you said LeBron's on there, right?
LeBron's number 5.
Yeah. I was going to say, there's probably... Is he the only NBA player in the top 10?
Nope. You have Steph Curry and Kevin Durant who have
Curry.
Huge. I did not realize how large Kevin Durant's shoe deal was. Wow. He actually makes more money than anybody in the NFL, and then this is where it's going to mess you up. Do you know the highest person on the Forbes list for last year was to make the most money last year? When I tell you you're going to fall over in the NFL, Kirk bleeping Cousins. Kurt bleeping Cousins, yo. Do you know who was the second highest paid NFL player? Carson Wentz. Third, Jared Goff. Dude, it's getting funnier, man. But whatever y'all do, I got to take a quick break. We'll be back in 2 shakes. This is Sports 56 96.1. And you know we love you just like Memphis Farmers and 87.7 FM.
We are Sports 56 WHBQ. Listen to us daily on AM 560, 96.1 FM, or 87.7 FM.
At Jason's Deli, you can stuff yourself full of great deli food that's healthy, fresh, and best of all, it's not expensive. Jason's Deli is all about choice. Whether you're looking for a gluten-free menu, vegetarian sandwiches, healthy kids' meals, or if you'd like to invent your sandwich via the build-your-own selections, Jason's Deli has you covered. And they only use fresh, wholesome ingredients. Choose from the club and specialty sandwiches, paninis, wraps, soups, salads, pastas, and much more. I love the cleanliness in the restaurant, the hospitality, and of course the cost. They have a huge salad bar and great soups, including Southwest chicken chili, fire-roasted tortilla, organic vegetable, tomato basil, and many, many more. And if you're planning an event, their catering department is fantastic and can handle any size party. Go check out Jason's Deli's 4 locations. On Ridgeway in the Park Place Center, that's my favorite, on Germantown Parkway in Cordova, at Poplar and Highland, and on Goodman Road in Olive Branch.
For the ones we trust to always be there. For the ones caring for others. For the ones who keep things going, no matter where they are. In extraordinary times, extraordinary people step up, like the ones standing guard and standing on the front lines, and the ones who are staying apart while still working together. With your efforts, we will get through this. We're grateful for all you do. Visit Grainger.com for resources that can help as you create your recovery plan. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Restrictions may apply. Plans and costs for coverage may vary. Call Protect My Car for details.
These days, you've got to do whatever you can to save money. One of our biggest expenses can be our cars, especially when unexpected repair bills hit. Not anymore. If you own a car, truck, or SUV made from 1999 or higher, you could stop paying for car repairs. That's right. You might not have to pay a penny to have it repaired. Just dial star 1147 in your mobile phone now to see if you qualify. You must have an automobile made from 1999 or higher, and all repairs for your engine, transmission, and much more can become a thing of the past. Dial star 1147 on your mobile phone today and get your car protected before your next repair bill hits. That's right, total protection for your car and no more repair bills. Plus, free roadside assistance, free towing, free car rental, and free oil changes. Just dial star 1147 on your mobile phone now to see if your car qualifies. That's star 1147. Never pay for car repairs again. Just dial star 1147 on your mobile phone now. Dial star 1147.
Hi, I'm Troy Five-Ash, owner of Five-Ash Roofing. Do you have any idea why I never speak the way I am right now? It's because if you're honest, sincere, and knowledgeable, you do not need fast-talking, high-energy, gimmick-promising advertising to get a customer's attention. Speaking of that, how do you think companies can offer huge rebates and giveaways when you use their services or buy their products? By overcharging you in the first place, that's how. Five-Ash Roofing doesn't operate that way. It's misleading and dishonest. When I provide a customer with the best products and the best service possible and do it at a fair price, why would I need gimmicks to sell it? Best products, best warranties, and best service possible. That's all we offer. Well, that and financing. Five-Ash Roofing, proud partner of the Memphis Tigers and the official roofer of the Memphis Tigers home team. Five-Ash Roofing, fair, honest, and ethical. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com.
Five-Ash Roofing, it's what we do. We're here for you.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Happy Hour with Johnny Radio.
Kick it over here.
This hour is brought to you by MemphisFarmers.com. Insurance coverage backed by a local agent and a brand trusted nationwide. We are farmers. MemphisFarmers.com.
Thick and thin, I'm your pusher man. I'm your pusher man.
I'm your pusher man. Welcome back in a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. This is your buddy Johnny Radio. You know Gabe Coons on the other side, and you know who's going to drive you home. That's our good friends Dave Woloshin and Brett Norsworthy. That's right, Wolo and Stats. 3 to 6 right here. Sports time coming up next. But before I say goodbye, I got to remind you a lot of things. One, first and foremost, I am very excited, and I want to see this badly. I'm not going to lie to you. I did not want to see Deontay Wilder back in the ring with Tyson Fury. I've seen it. And then Fury finally, after they called that draw, which I don't think was a draw, came back there and just beat you know what I'm saying? He beat him. Anthony Joshua, he looks like the fighter. He looks like he has the chance. And if there's anybody that right now possibly could save boxing, maybe Anthony Joshua, Tyson Fury, 2 amazing fights. Problem is, they're not having the first one till 2021. And we got Fight Island in Abu Dhabi.
Save boxing, right? Because didn't we say that
someone's dead?
Didn't we say that Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury would have been one of the more intriguing fights in boxing in a while?
We did say, and then Fury just walked him down the second one and beat the tar out of him.
Yeah. I don't know if boxing is going to be quote-unquote saved.
Yeah, it does stink. But, you know, the thing that does mess me up, out of all these people, 1 through 20, not one UFC fighter is on this list. I find it fascinating that UFC is flying high, even though they don't pay their people. They pay them very, very low. You have Deontay Wilder, Anthony Joshua, Giannis Antetokounmpo, James Harden, heck, Jared Goff, Roy McIlroy, Lewis Hamilton. I don't even know who the hell that is. Russell Westbrook, Tyson Fury. Who's Lewis Hamilton? I don't either. Carson Wentz, Kirk Cousins, you got Woods, you got KD, you got Steph, you got LeBron, Nadal, Neymar, Messi, Ronaldo, and Federer. I mean, these dudes are making bank, and guess what? I don't see any UFC fighters up there making bank, but I'll tell you one thing, only one that could possibly even be up there would be McGregor, but he's probably just behind because that's the Floyd Mayweather boxing thing. So will UFC ever get the money? Heck, I don't know, but I know one thing is UFC is balling. Baseball, take advantage. Everybody, do me a favor. Remember, MemphisFarmers.com. Chad Gallen's got your back, and always remember to get out there and make this world a better place. For me, for Gabe, get out there. Please and love each other. We'll see you on the flip side. Peace.